Hello everyone. So find a comfortable place wherever you are. If you have a blanket around you, I would highly suggest to use the blanket for right now. You can take a bath towel if you don't have a blanket. We're gonna work on our first morning practice or morning breathing practice. If you have back pain, I would highly suggest to find a corner of the wall and then you can just kind of sit using the back support. Okay, otherwise let's get started. Bring a blanket and go ahead and sit on the blanket. So let the lower back or your spine be rested on the blanket. If you can do cross sitting, go ahead and sit like this. If you're not able to due to tightness in your muscles, go ahead and use some blocks or some kind of support and you can rest your legs on the blocks, okay? So I have fairly decent flexibility, so I'm gonna be comfortable without it. So I'm gonna sit like this. Now what the blanket does is it also helps you make your spine nice and straight so we can actually do our practice right now. All right. I want everyone to make sure their arms are nice and rested. So your elbows are right next to your body. So right here, okay? And your hands can be rested on your thighs. If you have really long arms, maybe you want to put an extra support, extra blanket and let it rest on it. Now your palms can be down or your palms can be up, okay? So if you have all of this, I'm going to give you a few seconds to get settled and find your position, find your center. And go ahead and bring one hand, whichever hand you want, right under your nose. And just observe how your breathing is today. Go ahead and do 2 or 3 rounds. Notice is one nostril more active than the other. Just have a mental note. We don't need to change anything, but have a mental note which is more active. Go ahead and bring your hands down. And what we're going to do is you're going to bring both your hands on your belly and go ahead and just do a nice deep inhale and exhale. As you inhale, observe, do you feel your belly moving with every inhale? If it doesn't, that's okay. The first segment of our practice today is just breath awareness. To see what part of your upper body or your lungs, your chest, your belly is moving. And as you do a few breaths, go ahead and do a nice and deep inhale this time and see if you can really move your belly. If you can see here, I'm really pushing with my inhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more round, inhale, exhale. Go do 3 rounds on your own. Hope you were able to feel some movement in your belly by now. So the next level that we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands. So look at the web space, this little L shape that your body makes, our hand makes. Go ahead and put that on the side of your ribs. So we're going to try to see if our ribs can go outside or lateral expansion. So we're really trying to open up our body before we do our first morning breathing pranayama today, okay? So bring the L shape right on the lower part of your ribs, just above your waist or your muscles right around there. And as you breathe in, see if those elbows can go out. So watch me for a second. And go ahead and try that. Inhale. Feel that belly in your body. Exhale, let everybody go out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And go ahead and do a few rounds on your own. Again, you're not trying to push it too much. Just trying to bring awareness on that part of your body. Trying to move your body in every which way that's possible to get more air in your lungs. And as the lungs fill up, it pushes your diaphragm down, and that's what you're trying to getting some lateral chest expansion, lateral body expansion, outside movement. Do one more round. Inhale. Exhale. Good job, everyone. Go ahead and bring your hand this time on the top of your collarbone. This time we're going to see if we can feel any breath in here. So when you're inhaling, see what you feel. Do you feel the chest move with you? Now you don't want everything happening here. You want a little bit of motion in your belly, in your ribs, and just a little bit in your top of your clavicle or your collarbone. So go ahead, inhale, exhale. Again, we're trying to do a breath awareness. It's trying to feel different part of your body. As you breathe in, as you breathe out. 2 more rounds on your own. Close your eyes if you need to. Or look down if it gives you better focus. 1 more round, everyone. Good job. All right, so we're going to put all of this together and do our first full yogic breathing, or it's called 3-part breath. So we're going to use the belly, our ribs, and our clavicle at the same time. So when you put the air in, you're going to blow in out the belly, do the same thing with your ribs, and put some extra air and see all of that can you do in a deep inhale. So watch me for 1 round and then we can do a couple rounds together, okay? So inhale, exhale. Inhale, work with me now. Belly, ribs, clavicle, exhale, clavicle, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, clavicle. Exhale. Do a few rounds on your own. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. I hope you're able to connect your breath and are aware where you're breathing. So that takes us to our first morning practice today, which is called Bhastrika, or bellows breath. It's a really good morning practice, especially if you're really foggy, not energized, and you're really trying to cheer up your body. So watch me here. This is what we're going to do. You're going to inhale, just like we learned right now, within your belly, but you're going to exhale really fast. So if you've ever done a pumping, so think you put all that air in and then take it out. That's really the practice. So watch me here first. Hand positions are the same, so you're going to still rest like this. You go inhale. Everything's going to be through your nostrils, through your nose, okay? So inhale, exhale. Okay, but you're going to do it through your nostril. Ready? Did you see my belly moving over there? So all the air goes out. If you're ready, go ahead and do it with me. Inhale. 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 So we're going to do a few rounds of that. I'm going to do a side view so it's even more visible. So again, we're keeping the blanket like we had. We're going to breathe in everything through our belly, and we're going to do a good few rounds of this. So elbows are rested right by your body here, and you inhale and exhale through your nostrils, your nose, okay? So inhale. And go back to your habitual breath. If that's a lot for your body, go back to your habitual breath. Take a little break. Go ahead and do a nice relaxed inhale and exhale. Whenever you feel out of breath or you're lacking, get some oxygen in your body. Take a little break. We're going to do another round here. Inhale, exhale. Good job, everyone. Bring your breath to the habitual breath. Go ahead and do another breath, another round. So if you continue to be for the next practice, find some blocks before your practice, get ready, and be in whichever pose you think you want to be right now, whatever your body is craving for before we start and get centered. So what you want to do is, again, a really good practice is to bring your hand under your nose and see what you're feeling. See if the pattern of your breathing has changed at all. If it is, that's great. Maybe you feel more air going in and out with the nostril than it wasn't. If it doesn't, again, no pressure. So we're gonna start our practice with a chant today, which focuses on the lower chakra. The letter is a VAM, like V-A-M. So we're all gonna exhale and say that chant with the practice. So if you want to just listen the vibrations, that's okay. If you want to say it with me, that's okay too. So on an exhale, bum. Bum. One more. Bum. All right, everyone. Let's come to tabletop position. Now, if you have any wrist problem, use your fist to load and avoid that extension, avoid that extra extension, guys. Okay, we're gonna start with some cat and cow. So go ahead and lift your spine up, your chin goes down, and then on your next breath, you're gonna look up and drop your belly down. We're gonna do a few rounds of this. So inhale, look down. Exhale, look up. Inhale. Exhale. Watch how your spine moves today. Is it really tight? Is it flexible? Do you feel like you can use your breath to move with you? One more round. Come back to neutral, tabletop position. We're going to be here for a little bit. So again, if you need to use your fist here, you can, or you can go back to using your hand position. Spread out your fingers as far as you can. Get that body weight. If you're really hyper flexible on your elbows, have little soft elbows. Avoid that hyper extended elbows. Your knees are right under your hips here, and your toes are not curled in, the toes are out. We're going to do some hip circles. You can do clockwise. So let's go ahead and do as far as your body allows today. So go ahead and move. Our goal is to loosen up our hips today. So open. Think of a clock. You're going 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And maybe then lay down, sit down. I just heard a little pop in my hip. Maybe you're going to hear some different sounds, and that's good. It's really a sign of that your hips are trying to open. You may hear some stuff in your knees, and that's okay. Except for a sign of pain, our body kind of tells us, is it good or bad? So keep listening to your body. One more round here. And now we're going to do counterclockwise motion. So same thing, but a little different sensation you're going to feel when you go the opposite way. Now, if you haven't already, bring your breath to this motion. So inhale deeply. Exhale, all through your nostrils. Inhale. Exhale. One more round. And whenever you're ready, come back to tabletop position. We're going to go in our first down dog position. I'm going to settle down a little bit, move my block so I have some room, and do what you need to do to get to your down dog position. Now, if down dog is not something very comfortable for you, my suggestion would be just be halfway here or go in child pose, okay? I'm going to do the full version of down dog. So whenever you're ready, inhale and exhale and lift your legs up. Stay there for a second. See how your legs feel. If it feels really tight, go ahead and do a little pedal here. Your gaze, your eyesight is towards your hands. And then in the next set of breath, maybe look down how the feet look. Are you ready to settle down the heels? Are the knees extending enough? See how the tailbone feels. Is it looking towards the sky? And bring your gaze back towards your hands. Go ahead and bring your knee down, settle in again. And see what you felt. Do you need to move your hips more side to side? Was that tight? We're going to do this one more time. So go ahead and let's go back in our down dog. So inhale on the tabletop. Exhale, go in your down dog. Bring your hands and your body forward to be in forward front plank and go back again. See, it's time if the down dog feels different. Do you feel the stretch in the upper part of the body, your back? Is the tailbone facing the sky? If you were earlier breathing in the breathing class, see if your ribs feel nice and expanded here. Bring the body weight forward. We're going to go in forward plank. We're going to go in our first chaturanga. So if you have chaturanga practice, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, just go on your knees. So I'm going to go in full expression. It's like a pull-up chest, push-up, rest down, and come in your first cobra of your day. Now, if that's too much, you're going to be in the Sphinx pose here, okay? So go ahead, come up as high as you can. Stay here for your breath. Curl in your toes and let's go back in our down dog. Let's go back again, guys. Forward plank. Stay here for a breath. Chaturanga. Do your cobra. Rest here. Down dog. Come back here. Stay here for a breath. At any time, if you think this is too much, come in child pose and rest for a little bit. You can hop or step forward. Come to the front of the mat. Use your blocks here. And go ahead and find a flat back. The back should be flat enough that somebody could put a nice tea tray on your back. Inhale, exhale and forward fold. Inhale up again, and one more round of forward fold. Come back, sway your arms up, and then I'm going to turn around here, face you, and bring your hands in prayer position. Bring your hands to the side, Tadasana. See how your legs feel, your feet feel. Now I'm going to come in the front of the mat. You can do too. Come in Tadasana. The right leg goes back. Both arms come up. We're going to be in our first warrior one today. Front knee, watch how they are with your toes. You should be able to see the top of your toes. So if they're too forward bent, watch and correct that. The back leg should be 45 degrees with the mat. But they are both kind of facing to the front of the mat. And your stretch is in the back leg. So get a nice stretch here. One more round of breath. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, arms are to the side. Check how your fingers are. You're switching your back leg a little bit to be parallel with the mat. I'm going to turn around and do it this way so you guys have a better view. Same side, so you don't switch sides. One more round here. And the back arm goes back. We're going to go in a reverse warrior. So go ahead. Stretch and open the side of the chest. Your gaze are towards your fingers. One more round. The knee position doesn't change. The back leg doesn't change. Come back in warrior 2 again. This time your gaze are facing towards your fingers, a front hand. We're going to go in a triangle pose. So the front arm goes towards your knees. The legs are nice and straight. The back hand goes up towards the sky. Your gaze are towards the sky. Chest is nice and open, and give me a nice deep breath. Now this is another place where if you don't have the flexibility, use a block. Don't shy away from a block. Block gives us so much more. So go ahead, stretch, open the chest. Stay here, one more breath. Come back in warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. I hope pretty warmed up on that side, everyone. We did stretch our hip already, so you should feel pretty good. And then the back leg comes up forward, both arms up to the side, and then back into Tadasana on the side. All right. Right here, we're going to do our chair pose or Utkatasana. So go ahead and drop your butt down, arms are up. You should be able to see your toes again. If you have a good posture, you're correct. Bring your back even further back, like you're really sitting on a chair. You should be able to move your toes, wiggle your toes. The weight of your body goes in the rest of the foot and your heel, but not so much that you're going to trip back. Stay here, one more breath. I know you're feeling it. Come back up, arms to the side. Good job, everyone. I can feel it, so take a little break. Very good. Come back to the front of the mat. Both arms up, and we're going to do warrior 2 in the next arm. So your left leg is back. Warrior 1, I'm sorry. Virabhadrasana 1. Same body position. You should be able to see the top of your toes. Your front knee is nice and bent. The back feet or your toes are facing the mat. You're getting a nice stretch in the front of your legs, your hip area. This is a place sometimes you can feel some pain, but go ahead and stay there if you can, as low as you can. One more round. Go ahead and do a warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Front knee position doesn't change. Back knee switches a little bit with the mat, so it's in parallel with the mat. Arms are nice and straight. Gaze, you can look towards the front hand, or you can look towards the center of your body. Stay here for one more breath. We're going to go in reverse warrior. The back hand touches the back knee. Front arm goes up. Open up the chest. Look, gaze again towards the sky. Stay here for a few breaths. See if you can lean back. See if you can feel that shoulder blade moving with you as your arm goes up here. See how your shoulder feels. Come back in, warrior two. And we're going to go in triangle like we did the other one. So Trikonasana or triangle pose, the front arm goes down, the back arm goes up, the knees are nice, the front knee is nice and straight, so both legs are nice and straight. Your heart's opened up towards the sky. Your left hand is looking towards the sky. Your gaze, you're looking towards your upper hand towards the sky. Now again, use a block if you need to. You don't have to. You could be holding somewhere around the thigh, maybe your calf, maybe your ankle, and all of that is welcome right now. Stay here for one more breath. See what you feel. Bring the top hand towards the floor here. And we're going to go in our half lunge or Anjanya Asana. So you're going to bend the back knee. Right here, the leg position doesn't change, facing the front of the mat. And you're going to go in half lunge position. Now, if your knee bothers here, the one that's on the mat, go grab your blanket, put it under your blanket. Open up those shoulders. So roll the shoulders back. Bring the fingers reaching the sky. Open your chest. See how the hip feels right here. Bring both your hands down here. The back leg, the front leg is going to go back. We're going to come up in the table position. Reset your breath here. If you're really heavy on breath, go ahead and do a nice habitual breathing. You can go ahead and choose to be in child pose right now. We're going to bring our left leg forward. We're going in pigeon. And the right leg goes back. Now again, if you're really tight individual, use a block and support your body. If you don't need it, you don't have to be. You can go on your elbow right here. And go ahead and bring those elbows down and relax yourself. If you're comfortable right here, that's good. You can use your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. I prefer this position more than going down all the way. I feel like I get a better stretch, but choose what your body wants you to do today. If this is very uncomfortable, I'm going to show for people who don't have that position, you can do an alternate position. So you are on your back. Go ahead and do a figure 4 on one leg. So you can cross your arm like that. And the other leg is being pulled back. It's similar motion and not a deeper stretch. I'm going to go back. Stay here. Another breath. Come back in tabletop. We're going to go on our half lunge on the other leg. So go ahead and bring the left leg in between both hands. Hands go up. Feel a nice stretch in the right knee. Right hip. Do a nice inhale. Again, if you need blanket under the knee, use that. Come back to your breathing. Both hands goes down on the mat. Come back to tabletop position. We're going to go in our pigeon on the other one. So bring your right arm leg forward. Left leg goes back. So again, if this is too much for you, you can be just halfway here, and that's okay. Again, you can use the block in the back if you need to. Go on your elbow, just rest. Again, if you need to rest, your hands on your forehead, go do that. If you can bring your foot all the way up, bring that and just relax yourself. This really opens your hip in a very deep level. A lot of our emotions are set in this part of our body. So it's really important to stretch and do some kind of hip openers every day. One more breath here, everyone. And let's come back. Come up on your hands. Leg goes back in tabletop position. And let's go in our first official child pose. So if you haven't done child pose before, watch me here. Let the hip rest on your feet. Knees can be as wide as you want. Hands can go as forward as you can. Again, your head rests on the floor or the earth. Try to get more grounded with this. Let's do 2 deep breaths here. See how your breath has changed now than the beginning of the class. You feel all over, just like a circular motion. Your belly is moving, your ribs are expanding, even the back is going up and down. All right, everyone, we're gonna come up in tabletop position. Inhale, exhale and go in down dog. Hop or step to the front of the mat. Flat back. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale again. And this time, bring both your elbows together. And try to just let the upper body just relax and stretch. Even if you are stretching the upper body here, you will feel a nice deep stretch in your hamstrings, which is back of your leg, your hip bone. So it's a hinging motion, which is a true motion when you are supposed to bend, to lift something. So really get that nice stretch if you can. If you need to use blocks here, do use the blocks. Stay here for a nice deep breath, everyone. Arms to the side, sway up, come back in prayer position. Arms to the side in Tadasana. Some people have a tendency to be a little dizzy coming from down to up. So watch for that a little bit. Take a little steady, stable breath before we change our position. We're gonna move our left leg out. Both hands go on the hip. We're gonna go in goddess position. That's another opening, hip opener position. And I want everyone to really feel how different it is from everything we did so far. So the knees are gonna point out here. Both the feet needs to point up. The hands are gonna sit on your hips and your knees are going out like that. Now, bring the pelvis forward a little bit to get a really good goddess pose, okay? So deep down as much as you can. Now these hands, if you have the ability, can go in cactus arms. So go ahead and be here. If you know already, tighten the pelvic floor, tighten your core, and maybe rest your chin down and close all the 3 bandhas of our body. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the strength that you're creating. Feel how it's impacting the safety and security system of your body. One more round. I know it's not easy. Hands goes on the hip. Come up all the way nice and straight. Now don't turn your foot in yet, because we're going to do an inversion or head down motion. So we're going to do wide leg hip forward fold. Stay here, everyone. We're going to forward fold from our hip. And we're going to try to bring our head down to the floor. Again, if you don't have the ability, use a block here. Your legs can go as wide as you have the ability. Hands can touch on the floor. It can touch to the legs, to the side of the ankle, or it can touch nowhere and just be here, and that's totally fine. So I'm going to show you the easy version. but you do the one that is good for you. So rest here. This may be too high. It's too high for me. So I'm making it a little challenging. And use your breath here. Loosen up what you can. When you're ready, bring both your hands first on the head. The head's going to come at the end. So start coming up with support, one segment at a time on your spine. Your face and your eyes are still facing down, and it comes up at the end. You're going to bring your legs just a little bit closer. We're not done yet. We're going to do Skandanasana. So you're going to do a half kind of side lunge here. So be with me. See where you are here. You can bring the heel down, or you can keep it up wherever you are. So it's kind of like a side lunge position, but we're going to go walk side to side here. I don't know if you can hear my knees crackling here, and that's totally normal. I'm lubricating my joints right now. So go ahead and do a few motions here. 1, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good job, everybody. Now we can try to come up to Malasana since we're already on the floor. So go ahead and kind of be in that frog position, but bring both your feet together, hands in prayer position, and you're stretching out your knee here. Again, if you don't have really low squat, use the block. Great place to be in the squat. Again, the heels should touch ideally, but if it doesn't touch, totally fine. The support is as good as without the support. But the importance of this pose is the opening of the bottom of the hip. Again, we started our practice talking about the safety and security system. So let that happen right now. Stay in this pose. Bring the breath in. Inhale. Send some nice deep breath at the bottom of your tailbone. Good job, everyone. Both hands on the floor, lifting my body up here. Now you can do this. Stay here. I'm going to just turn just for a better view. Gonna be here. And what we're going to do is, again, use the block if you can. We're going in a half moon pose. So you're going to lift the left leg up here. Your hands can still be supported. And you can either turn, use the wall if you need to, and just raise the right arm. Again, if you need the block, you can. If you need to get away from the mat to do it, you can do that too. It's a variation of half moon pose. One more breath here. Find a focal point. Find the drishti. Come back here. Both feet together. Find stability. Both hands to the side. Come up in prayer position. Hands to the side in Tadasana. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So be ready to get grounded. Let's do a forward fold right from here. Again, if you need the block, you can use the block or lift that right leg up. If you are having a block and you're using it, push through that and turn your left arm up. Use your breath here, everyone. Find a focal point, maybe 3-4 feet away from you. See how your breath is moving with you. Bring your hand up to support, your feet come back. Rest here. We're going to find the hands to go deep and nice grounded. Come back here in Virasana or hero pose. So you're sitting on your feet. Nice deep breath, everyone. So this next one is a rabbit pose. What we're going to do, I'm giving you a side view to understand it better. Watch me for a second if you've never done this. Your chin is going to be tucked and you're slowly going to slouch your body with heel. So much so as your forehead touches the floor and your butt's going to come up. Okay, so if you're ready, do it with me. Otherwise, you can watch the whole thing again. Inhale. And everything back. You can bring your hands back somewhere to support your legs, just to get a little bit more stability. Back up. Good job, everyone. All right, so let's find our way to lying down here. I hope everyone can see me here. So go ahead and lay on your back. Your knees are bent. We did a lot of poses for the back, the hip. But we're gonna do the same thing, but stretch more from the front and involve our belly more right now. So hands are to the side and go ahead and lift our first bridge. So lift your hips up. Your shoulder blades are touching the floor. You can try to see if the shoulder goes inside. Maybe interlace your hands and bring it under. Lift your hips up as high as it gets. Use your breath here. Push through your feet, but let your toes be relaxed. Stay here for one more nice and deep breath. Hands can be on the side and let that hip drop. Very good. Now let the left leg go down and relax. Grab the right knee and pull it as close to your right shoulder, everyone. So bypass your belly and try to get that nice hip opener on the side. Relax your right leg. Grab your right knee. Bypass the belly and let it go on the left shoulder. Stretch it deep, stretch it nice. And relax it. Come back to your habitual breathing. See how your feet positions are. Are they out, falling off, or is one different than the other? You don't need to adjust anything. Get a mental note. That's it. Bend both your knees again. Right leg is going to cross the left knee. You're going to drop down towards the right side. So your lower back is stretching. Your knees are stretching nice. Your thighs, your IT band, you should be able to feel everything here. The shoulders are still in touch with the ground. Your head could be facing the other way. It's not necessary. Back to neutral, come back to the center, uncross the legs, cross over the left knee on the right. Drop the right knee down towards the floor. Again, the shoulders are in contact with the floor. Your head could be looking on the other side. It doesn't have to. Stay here for 2 nice deep breaths. And see what's really moving when you're breathing. Is it the 3-part that we did today, the full yogic breathing? Is it one specific part of your body that's moving more? Come back to the center, everyone. We're going to bring both our legs up in the air. Grab the hands to the feet on the outside. We're going to do our happy baby pose. Bring your legs out. So get that inner thigh, inner hip opener. Stretch out as far as you can. And if you feel like, go ahead and give a little gentle massage to your spine here. very relaxing to our bodies. If you don't have the flexibility, maybe you're holding right on the knee, on the thighs, on the calf, wherever you're holding. It's that stretching out that we really don't do during our day or day-to-day function. So go ahead and just stretch out, feel it. Open those lower chakras right here. One more breath. Bring both your feet together. Drop it down in whichever way is comfortable for you. And let's get prepared for Shavasana. Legs are completely down on the mat. If you need some support, grab a blanket, grab a block. Hands are down. If you feel like you're needing some extra energy and support, maybe your palms are facing up. If you want to stay grounded today, the palms can be facing down. Bring attention to your toes and just relax your toes. They were so good to us today in our practice. Just let the toes go. Relax it completely. Bring attention to your calves. Gently let it go. Just relax. Bring attention to your knees. And let the knee completely relax for you. Bring attention to your thighs. The thighs are so deeply connected to our hip. It takes all that pressure that's happening in our hip. Let that gentle awareness bring relaxation today, and just let the hip relax, the thigh relax. Bring attention to your pelvis. Give some love to the pelvis to be with you today, and just gently let it relax. Bring attention to your belly, where all the important organs stay. Let them have a moment of quietness and just let it relax. Bring attention to your thighs. And let your thigh relax completely. Let your chest relax completely. Bring attention to your shoulders, your elbow, your fingers. Our hands that we use all day, non-stop. Let all of that relax right now. Bring attention to the back of the neck. Let's just melt in the earth right now. Bring attention to the jaw. Maybe your tongue can go touch the top palate. Bring attention to your eyes. Let the eye muscles relax. Maybe the eyeballs just melts in the socket. The forehead relaxes. Just feel your body melting, uniting with earth. Bring awareness back to your body. Bring awareness in your toes. Maybe wiggle your toes. Bring awareness in your fingers. Maybe give a nice deep stretch, giving your toes one way. Raise your arms on the opposite side. Go towards your head and give a whole body nice stretch, everyone. Bring awareness to your breathing. Come back to habitual breath. Now when you're ready, lay on your right side. Rest your right arm on your right head. Have a little fetal position, bend your knees. And using your left hand, push your body up and come back to sitting. Keep your eyes closed if you haven't opened already. We're going to finish our class today again with the letter that we started, which is related to our lower chakra, VAM, V-A-M. We're going to do 3 rounds of VAM and close our practice today. So on exhale, say it with me or hear the vibrations. Thank you so much, everyone, to join me in this practice today. I hope you have a lovely day. May the light in me always respect the light in you. Please cover yourself before you leave today. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.